Alright, I believe this is part 4. I have my dust cover, I don't know why I got an extra washer. It's not in the schematic. Brand new cotter pin. Brand new lug nuts came with the kit. I'm gonna put them over here out of the dirt. Anyways, so we have everything together, bearings packed and all that good stuff. First thing my owner's manual said do is torque this down to 50 foot-pound. I guess what that does is seats the bearing on the front and the back as well as the grease seal. So we're going to do that till this thing clicks. It's a 1.5 inch socket for that big calcium nut. I feel it moving. It did seat something. And now we're almost, there's 50 pounds. You hear it click? Now, this hub does not move at all when it's torqued down like that. So, we can't leave it there. Now, I'm going strictly what my owner's manual says about maintaining lugs. Your owner's manual could be different. If you don't have one, I suggest you find the owner's manual for your pop-up someplace online, because this information is in it. Now, it says back off 1/16 of a turn to a quarter turn. So we're going to try 1/16 first, see what that does for us. It's probably about right there, and it's pretty tight. So let's see, we was right there, so let's try a quarter to right there is a quarter turn, and it's freewheeling. It don't have enough grease in it, but it's freewheeling. It's stiff, it don't wobble back and forth, and I got lucky and happened to have a hole right there for my casting nut to go down in, or my little cotter pin to go down in. So we're just going to try to, should get my hammer. This thing ain't light enough, too daggone light. So let's get me a real beaten piece of equipment instead of what I had in my hand. Go over here and get my hammer. I hate this hammer, but it does hammer nails, so it's a little light. It's one of them cobalt hammers. I had a S-wing, but somebody took it. Now we gotta get this thing to bend around there like it should. Because it ain't going where I need it to go. The holes are not exactly lined up, so I gotta kind of make a little bend in this cotter pin so it shoots down. That should be enough. So it comes out right there where it's coming out. That's where I want it to come out. That's right where I want it, right there, but I want it to be a little bit more flush. I'll hold it with my wrench or my pair of needle nose pliers so I can get it down in there like that. Now I'm going to make sure it stays in my castle nut right there. turn this side around, this bottom piece here. Right like that. Push that up in there. I just want this castle nut surrounded very well. I don't like nothing backing out. Good. Got that castle nut or the cotter pin in there nice and tight in the little groove there, because we definitely don't want that coming anywhere near out, because that's the only thing in between you and this nut coming off. You know, so I feel safer with it been up in there like that. And now that looks really good. Don't want to do that or that, but we're in there. Okay. I could have probably left this thing running for duration, but sometimes it helps to cut it off, restart it, even though it's going to be a longer than necessary, probably a longer video. But now we're here. No wobble back and forth. Everything seems to be on there just right. So now we have the Dexter Easy Lube hub. I won't be using the new hub because it don't have a hole in it to put the grease in or capture the little dust cap here. The Dexter's Easy Lube hub or dust cover is hollow. And that goes right over everything just like that. And you tap it nice and easy. Don't want to kill it. It's a soft piece of aluminum. You'll hear it when it see it, because now it sounds solid instead of that tinny sound. I might have to adjust the brakes with my brake spoon a little bit. It sounds like it's dragging a slight bit, which is what you want. But I practiced with it earlier, so hopefully, let's see how it's going down with it. There's a little tooth in there. It spins freely, but stops. So that might be just about perfect. We got a slight bit of drag, and that's what it calls for. So now we're gonna come here and rotate this tire or wheel. What am I talking about? Rotate this brake. It got me new grease, kind of. Like I said, I hated the other one. We're going to squirt some grease in there, rotate it. Squirt some grease in there, rotate it till it starts coming out the front end here. Oh, not like that. So you just pump it and rotate it and pump it some more. I like this grease gun way better than that other piece of junk about. I was like wearing half of it last time. It was just leaking everywhere. I just heard something. It's coming. They say sometimes it takes a while to fill it up first go around. Try to clear out some of this so I see when it breaks through. I see something. I see something. Alright, I think we're about there, peeps. Couple more little squirts. And we're there. We have grease through the easy fitting, packing the inside and the outside of the grease bearing. We have broken through to this side. I see grease in the hole. This right here still looks good, not loose. Time to put the dust cover back in place. Now we're almost ready for the final step. Look in here. Everything feels good. It's got a little resistance, and that's what it's supposed to have. Freewheeling, but it's supposed to stop after a minute or two with no wobble. Get this monster tire of mine. One thing about these E-series pop-up, they got tire on them. This is gravy, they got tire. Ah, let's see how high we gotta go. Big old 15-inch trailer tire. We're way down. I thought I was kind of low. I guess I was. Bought me a 12-ton Pittsburgh jack from Harbor Freight for just these occasions. And you have to do something on the side of the road. I watched the International RV Training Academy video, and they recommend, as well as my owner's manual, once a year, 12,000 miles, regardless of the miles. Like I said, I've drove 3,100. If you don't drive 12,000 miles in a year, you still need to grease these things. Regardless, pull them off, grease them. You know, it's your butt, your family's butt on the line, right? I got a bottle jack in the front, my 12-ton jack in the back. And another thing, oh Lord, that's a heavy tire, about these E-series with these 15-inch tires. One, they ain't light. But it's also high off the ground. So I got one of those little wedge levelers that you back up on, but I also had a pack of the like the Lego block style. That's what I use to jack this thing up with. I put them underneath the jack. And it gives me the distance to reach where I gotta reach, you know. I'm gonna put these new lug nuts on it. Now this, something to note about this wheel on this camper. The lug nut holes are really, really tight, so you can't use one impact wrench style socket on there. You gotta, this is a battery socket, 3 13/16, and it fits perfect up in the hole because it has thin sidewalls on that socket. You get my other one won't even fit up in here at all. So I had to go find my standard regular old socket, and it barely fits. It's so tight you can see where it's shining when you go up in here. But it works. And then you tighten it down in star pattern. Right now I'm just trying to get the wheel to get on here good, so we can get down to the tightening part. Where's my little? I can do this with my little one to a certain extent, but when it comes to doing the I got a 1/2 inch adapter for my 3/8 inch drive, but we're gonna put it on. This is a 1/2 inch socket, so I gotta put it on my little 3/8 inch drive. Now we're gonna get this tire on here, stop fooling around. Now see how that slips all the way up in the hole? That's how tight that is. Then we come down and do the opposite one from that. Then we go up to the top. To the bottom, and that completes our star pattern. Now all of them are just about, you got a little tension on them. So far I'm very happy with the tires I bought for this, because this trailer calls for a light truck tire, not a special trailer tire. You got a 15 inch 235 by 75 R15 Michelin. It's been a great tire, holds air well, haven't had any issues with it so far, thank goodness. Just ring. Now we got all that done, so we switching out. Now like I said, if you don't have an owner's manual for your trailer, you need to get one. All right, because when you tighten the lug nuts, mine calls for a step, meaning it has a certain sequence that you it wants you to tighten these lug nuts in. As far as foot-pounds per inch, it's 25, 50, with the final setting at 90. So we're gonna lower this down. Now I got a little pressure on the, I got a little bit of pressure on this tire to work with. So right now I have my torque wrench set at 25 pounds. Alright, that's first click. First click. I'm doing the star pattern on the bolts. Next click. Another click. Another click. That's 5 lug nuts. Now it says bump it up to 50 foot-pounds. It just wants this thing to go on. They want it to go on smooth and get the proper amount of torque on all of them. So now I'm at 50 pounds. See if I can still do this sitting down. I gotta stand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's all I got out of this particular torque wrench. because it only goes up to 80. So I have my breaker bar. I got to take out this 1/2 inch adapter because it goes on. Actually, I put it on the piece that I get my hot water. What do you call that thing? The anode rod out of my hot water tank. I got it sitting on another wrench. So this one's a 1/2 inch already. And I have a digital torque wrench at this point because that's just what I got. Put my lug wrench back on it. Now the final torque spec, we went from 25 to 50. And this time, it's 90 foot-pounds. This one I usually gotta stand up, because 90 foot-pounds pretty good. So we go, and it'll beep at you. That's getting close. And that's there. When it gives you that silent beep, that means we're at 90 pounds. So Quinn, I bought this at Harbor Freight too. Now I'm at 75, 80, 83, 90. Right there. Perfect. $80, $90. Out. There we go. I can see it now. 75, 83, 90. There we go. I believe I hit all 5 of them. Now, I hit all of them, which is a good thing. Take you back to my jack here. There's my 12-ton jack, but it's sitting on the orange things because that's a pretty good distance between the ground and the frame. Well, anyway, thanks for sticking with me. If you did, this is probably the most in-depth thing I did, but you know, I try to do things myself, and I try to be safe as I can going up and down the road. But this whole side's been replaced. You seen me do it. You seen the steps and how to do it. It's not hard. And it's replaced this, and I don't even think these were the right brakes. They were 10-inch brakes, but the pads, something about the pads and the magnet. But I think I can use the hub in an emergency. And the bearings still look good, so I got an extra set and put them in with my tools. I'm up to 90 foot-pounds on the tire. Now, last thing about torquing trailer tire. And like I said, your owner's manual may be different than mine, okay? I go strictly by what mine says. You see me torque everything down to 90. Now, it says drive, let me see, 10 miles, check your torques, make sure they're at 90. Then drive 25 more miles up to about 50, check your torque again, make sure you're still at 90. Then lastly, when you hit that 80-mile mark, check your torque one more time. And at that point in time, you should be good. But when you travel a long distance like I do, like to Florida, at 786 miles, I stop at every rest stop crossing state line. It takes 5 minutes to get out your truck. You're using the bathroom anyway. Take you that 5 minutes. Check your torque on your lug nuts. Be safe. Drive a safe speed. 65 is all I did. About 310 miles per day. And I tell you what, you are well relaxed when you set up camp at night. Well, that's all I got to say. Be safe out there. I'm not a mechanic, so, you know, everything is at your own risk, even me doing my own repairs. But I know it's right. I did it step by step, exactly the way it's supposed to be. It's all torqued down, and I didn't have to pay the RV place hundreds of dollars and take up maybe a month of my time waiting for something. Alright, well, this is Marshall PC Wabash. I'm out.